Okay, so we're diving into this CBS New York article today,
Mhm.
all about Jonathan Campos,
Yeah.
the pilot of the crashed American Airlines Flight 5342.
Right.
I mean, it's easy to just sort of see the headlines and go, oh, how tragic, but
Mm.
we're going deeper. We're
Absolutely.
trying to
Yeah.
understand,
Mhm.
who was this guy? What drove him? What made him tick?
I think it's so interesting, how this article, it's like piecing together a
Yeah.
mosaic of his life, kind of through all these different people who knew him.
Yeah, and what a fascinating life it was. I
Yeah.
mean, this wasn't just,
Uh,
some kid who dreamed of flying and then became a pilot.
right.
I mean, that's amazing in itself.
It is.
But this guy was like,
Oh, yeah.
he was a man of so many passions.
Yeah.
He was constantly pushing boundaries.
Right from the start, he grew up in Brooklyn, attended John Dewey High School,
Yeah.
and his ex-fiancée, Nicole Suissa,
hmm
she said he wanted to be a pilot since he was a little boy. Oh.
But there's this quote that she has in there that really got me.
Hmm.
This was the boy who taught me how to live.
Wow. That's powerful. That's more than just,
Yeah.
fondly remembering him. What do you think she meant by that?
Well, I mean, if you look at his life,
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't content with just becoming a pilot,
Right.
which was his childhood dream.
Yeah.
He was a motorcycle racer,
What?
a horseback rider.
No way.
He was part of an equestrian club,
Seriously.
a helicopter pilot,
Oh my God.
a skydiver,
Wow.
and he went scuba diving.
You really packed it all in, huh?
He did. He really did.
That's incredible.
It's like this need for speed, for
Yeah.
pushing limits. It was like in the fabric of who he was.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Yeah, and it wasn't just thrill-seeking.
Right.
His former teachers paint a picture of him as, a dedicated student, someone who valued knowledge and hard work.
Absolutely.
It's interesting how all those things can, go together.
It's like this thirst for adventure, but then
Yeah.
also like
Yeah,
this real dedication to learning. It's like they fuel each other.
totally. Lane Rosen, who taught Campos biology,
Okay.
remembers him taking every single science class offered at the school.
Really?
Yeah, so clearly this
Right.
was a young man who wanted to understand how things worked.
Yeah.
He was constantly having knowledge.
And he made an impression. I mean,
He did.
years later, Rosen was in Orlando,
Yeah.
and Campos drove all the way from Ormond Beach just to take him and his family out to dinner.
Wow.
I mean, what is it about this guy
I know.
that makes people years later
Yeah.
have these fond memories of him?
Yeah, it speaks to a certain charisma, I think.
Yeah.
A genuine warmth that clearly resonated with everyone.
And it wasn't a one-off.
No.
Jennifer Rubenfeld taught Campos
Mhm.
in her first year of teaching, like 22 years ago,
Wow.
was devastated by the news.
Oh.
She still has their picture together from IS-303 in Coney Island. It's like he had this lasting impact
You did.
on everyone he interacted with.
Yeah. And she sums him up perfectly.
Yeah.
He worked so hard. He wanted to be successful academically. He was always very respectful and polite. He would always ask how you were. And he cared. He was just such a great kid.
It's amazing how consistent
I know.
those descriptions are from different people.
That's true.
Respectful, driven, caring,
Yeah.
and he achieved so much in such a short time.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think fueled that drive? I mean, was it just passion? Or was there something more?
It's an interesting question. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably a combination of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we'll explore that further as we go
Yeah.
deeper into his life.
Definitely. Maybe it was an awareness of just how fragile life is.
Yeah.
Growing up in New York,
Okay.
a city that's,
Right.
no stranger to tragedy.
Of course.
So maybe he got this sense of
Yeah.
urgency, gotta make the most of every moment.
Exactly. Tomorrow's not guaranteed.
Right. And that kind of brings us back to that quote from Suissa,
Yeah,
this was the boy who taught me how to live.
Yeah.
Such a powerful statement.
it is.
It really suggests that he had this innate ability to inspire those around him
Yeah.
to embrace life, fully.
When I read about all of his adventures and stuff,
Yeah.
it's almost like he was trying to fit multiple lifetimes
Right.
into one,
Yeah.
and maybe that's part of what she meant. Like he wasn't just living for himself,
Yeah.
but he was showing everyone around him
Mhm.
how to live, really live.
It really makes you think, what was it about him
Amen.
that had such a profound impact on people?
Yeah.
You know, was it his like enthusiasm? Was it his determination?
Yeah.
Or maybe it was just like his genuine kindness
Yeah.
and, ability to connect with others.
On a deeper level.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking about what Jennifer Rubinfeld said.
Yeah.
He would always ask how you were, and he cared.
That's huge.
It
It
was
is. Sometimes it's the simple things,
Right.
that have the biggest impact. And in a world that often feels so rushed and impersonal,
Totally.
taking the time to care,
Yeah.
I mean, that can make all the difference.
Yeah.
And it seems like that was something that Jonathan really, excelled at.
It's so tragic
It is.
that his journey was cut short.
Yeah.
The article also mentions Denasia Brown Elder,
Mhm.
the flight attendant who also died in the crash.
Right.
It's a reminder that, like, every person on that flight
Yeah.
had their own dreams, their own loved ones,
Absolutely.
their own stories.
It's heartbreaking to think about
Yeah.
the ripple effect
Right.
of tragedies like this, the countless lives that are touched by loss.
Yeah.
Denasia was raised in Coney Island.
Oh, why?
Just like Jonathan, she had moved to North Carolina after her mother's death,
Oh, gosh.
and she was a wife and a mother of 2.
It really makes you think about how,
It does.
behind every headline, behind every statistic,
Mm-hmm.
there are real people,
Real people.
real families dealing with unimaginable grief.
It really does make you appreciate the preciousness of life, doesn't it?
It does.
It's a gift,
Mm-hmm.
and we never know
Yeah.
how much time we have.
You really don't. And
Yeah.
it makes you think about how you want to spend that time,
Absolutely.
how you want to be remembered.
Jonathan Campos' story, reminds us that we have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
We can choose to live our lives
Yeah.
to the fullest.
Yeah.
Pursue our passions,
Mhm.
connect with others
Yeah.
in a meaningful way,
Yeah.
and leave a positive impact on the world.
That's powerful,
It is.
especially in light of,
Yeah.
this tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
So what can we learn
Well,
from Jonathan Campos?
yeah.
How can we apply this
Mm-hmm.
to our own journeys?
Well, I mean, for starters, we can ask ourselves,
Yeah.
what are we passionate about?
Yeah.
What makes us feel truly alive? What
Yeah.
are those things we've always wanted to do
Yeah.
but haven't made time for?
It is easy to get bogged down,
Yeah.
with just the day-to-day
Yeah.
and lose sight of those
Yeah.
dreams that, like, once lit us up.
Right, but Jonathan's story
Yeah.
reminds us that it's never too late
It's true.
to rekindle those passions,
Oh,
to
yeah.
chase those adventures that make life worth living.
And it's not just about, like,
Right.
grand adventures,
Yeah.
it's about,
Finding joy
yeah.
in those everyday moments, connecting with the people
Yeah.
around us,
Right.
making a difference in our own ways.
Maybe it's about approaching life
Yeah.
with the same, like,
Mhm.
curiosity and wonder
Yeah,
that Jonathan clearly had.
I think so.
Like that childlike enthusiasm for exploring new horizons,
Yeah.
whether it's like learning a new skill,
Uh-huh.
traveling to a new place,
Yeah.
or even just like talking to someone new.
Absolutely.
Jonathan Campos,
Yeah.
the boy who taught someone how to live.
Oh.
His story is a testament
Mm.
to the power
Yeah.
of pursuing your passions,
Yes.
embracing adventure,
Yeah.
and just living life to the fullest.
Absolutely.
It's a message that
Mhm.
transcends the tragedy
Mhm.
and offers, like, this glimmer of hope and
Mhm.
inspiration.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me, like,
Yeah.
how much his story has resonated with me. I keep thinking about all the things that he accomplished, all the lives that he touched.
Right.
And it really makes you realize, like, the potential we all have
It does.
to make a difference in the world.
It's a powerful reminder,
Yeah.
that even a life that's cut short can leave such a lasting legacy. And that legacy isn't just defined by, like,
Yeah.
big achievements or whatever, but it's
Yeah.
how we impact
Yeah.
the people around us.
And I think that's what makes this deep dive so special,
Yeah.
We haven't just learned about a news event.
Right.
We've really explored
You've gone deeper.
the life of a remarkable person.
Yes.
Someone who really, like, embraced life
Yeah.
and inspired others to do the same.
It's really a testament to the power of storytelling.
Yeah.
I mean, through just like the memories of his loved ones
Right.
and his former teachers,
Mm-hmm.
we've been able to piece together
Yeah.
this portrait of a man who just lived life
Totally.
on his own terms,
Yeah.
pursuing his passions
Hmm.
with just relentless energy.
It's almost like through these stories,
Yeah,
he's still teaching us how to live.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it brings us back to that question we asked earlier,
Right.
like, what kind of mark do we want to leave?
On the world.
What will people say about us
Exactly.
when we're gone?
Yeah.
You know, those are questions worth
Well,
thinking about.
big questions.
And, you know, maybe the answer isn't about like
Right.
chasing fame or fortune or whatever,
Mhm.
but about
It's about
living each day
Yeah.
with intention,
Yes.
pursuing those things that like light us up,
Absolutely.
connecting with others authentically.
Yeah. And maybe
Yeah.
just finding that balance between chasing our dreams
Mm-hmm.
and enjoying the present moment.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And maybe it's about being the kind of person
Yeah.
who inspires others to live their best lives.
Yeah. Just like Jonathan Campos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jonathan Campos' story
Mm.
is such a poignant reminder
It is.
of just how precious life is
Yeah.
and how important it is
Yeah.
to make the most of every day.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for joining us
Yes.
on this deep dive.
Into the life of Jonathan Campos.
Yeah,
It's been a journey
it has.
of discovery,
Mm,
reflection,
yeah,
and ultimately inspiration.
inspiration.
And we hope
We do.
that it's left you
Yeah,
with something to think about,
absolutely.
something to carry with you
Yeah.
as you go on your own path.
Yeah, remember, life is a gift,
It is.
and it's up to each of us
Yeah?
to make the most of it.